Southern Sleuth here. This is video 4 of 5 of what your Nancy Drew aesthetic says about your bedroom. We're almost done. These eras are from Carter Plays video linked in the description. We're on the personal era now, which expands from games 24 to 32. Let's get sleuthing, y'all. The first aesthetic we need to explore is our German game, The Captive Curse. And we are back to red. Well, dark red. Very dark red. But this time with German accents and a little bit of a fairy tale vibe. Well, a Brothers Grimm vibe. Everything is dark and old world and classic. If you don't have a candle or two next to your bedside, you're missing out. Couldn't find a great picture to integrate the cuckoo clocks, but if you have one, let me know. Your bedroom tells a full story start to finish, and you don't shy away from the nitty-gritty. Sometimes you have to talk about the monster in the woods to conquer him, and your vibe shows just that. On to the next aesthetic, which definitely lightens up the page. Alibi and Ashes screams homey and cottagecore. If this is your aesthetic, you definitely have pictures of your friends all over your room and love the sweeter colors. Think butter yellow, ivory, rose, light sage. Your room is a calm place where you can be to read a book or just hear your inner thoughts. White wooden bed frames, decorative flowers, and definitely a stack of your childhood books or other lovely childhood memorabilia. Anyone have one of those precious moment figurines? I feel like they would go perfect here. This aesthetic is super personalized to you and feels just like home. The next aesthetic will probably be instantly recognizable. I'm seeing gold, sand, papyrus, beautiful art, and what the internet likes to call archaeology core. I've never been to Egypt, but I hear it is gorgeous and would make for a fantastic bedroom inspiration. Tomb of the Lost Queen has some of the most interesting scenes with the intricate drawings on the walls and the intentionality of it all. Gold absolutely has to be the focus color because what other color could suit a queen? Just watch out that a snake hasn't crawled under your covers to snuggle up. These aesthetics are so unique and just keep pulling a 180 on me. Opposite of sand and outdoors is the aesthetic of the deadly device. If this is your aesthetic, you love the idea of the future and prefer as many smart electronics in your bedroom as you can get. If your lights don't respond when you're telling them to turn on and off just by your voice, you might want to look into setting that up. I think you'd like it. Chrome bed, bronze accents, and some well-placed LED lights make your room look just like a futuristic lab where you can dream of ways to better the world. Oh, and make sure that you hang up your gummy bear lamp in a good place to remind you to stop and enjoy some color every once in a while. Another one of my favorite games, our next aesthetic is Ghost of Thornton Hall. This one might be my favorite because I really love Harper. I named my cats Charlotte and Harper. Despite this, I've never had a bedroom that fits the gothic aesthetic, but my punky teenage self probably would have loved it. In this aesthetic, I picked specifically Southern Gothic, and wallpaper is practically a must, or old wooden paneling. These bedrooms are romantic and the old tattered love story long forgotten by the ages vibe. Your bedroom is made up of pieces once very loved and now forgotten to time, and probably faded with age. You, however, still see their beauty, especially the slightly creepy photos of your ancestors who never ever smiled. If you love taking the high road, then your aesthetic might be the silent spot. While we only get a small glimpse of the hillsides of Scotland, there's no denying that the Scottish countryside is a glorious place. This aesthetic is characterized by tartan, stones, castles, and a vibe that calls you home. I know we already saw the Highland cow in Shadow Ranch, but if we are going to talk about the Highlands and the Lowlands, you cannot ignore this cow. Your aesthetic is the Bonnie Banks of Loch Lomond. Now we have a game that tends to get eye rolls from the fans, but truly makes for an absolutely beautiful aesthetic. The Shattered Medallion shows us some of the prettiest outdoor scenes in the games. So for this aesthetic, I focused completely on that. I ended up settling on some rooms that reminded me of camping, or are even rooms in an RV or a bus turned into a home. It's all about the whimsical exploration. You probably have a map that you throw a dart at and that becomes the next place you plan your trip. Your room exudes sunshine, and probably so do you. Another absolutely gorgeous aesthetic is Labyrinth of Lies. If this game is your aesthetic, you probably also love Disney's Hercules. And might I suggest the musical epic for you to listen to as you dance around in your bedroom of rich colors, sculptures, pottery, and probably flowers. I leaned hard into the Persephone vibes with this one, both while she's in spring and while she's in the underworld. And even though Dionysus isn't in the game, I couldn't help but put the grape room that I found. It still matches the overall Greek vibes. Whether you're Persephone above or below, flowers is a must. The final aesthetic for this video is Sea of Darkness. I had to stop myself from just Googling boat bedrooms and really had to take into account what a normal bedroom would look like, inspired by the sea. Wood, dark wood, was a must. Very muted blue and green accent colors, maybe even a knitted blanket to honor the sweaters of the game. Creatures of the sea play a part in the decor and make it look like you took a page straight out of the Little Mermaid's book and explored the bottom of the sea for your decor. My favorite is the canopy made of what looks like netting. Feels like when people take pieces of an old barn and make their home decor from that, but instead it's taking parts off of an old boat. So batten down the hatches and embrace the seafaring aesthetic. And we have come to the end of our video on the personal era. Did one of these games suit your aesthetic? Do any of them call to you and make you want a new aesthetic? Even though these games have all that wonderful Nancy Drew vibes we love, they also stand out from each other in such a unique way. Comment down below what your thoughts are. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a like and consider giving me a follow. I'm also on Instagram under the same name. Thanks for sleuthin', y'all!